So by 2047, what would be India will be?
Instead of anonymity and neutrality, what other value is followed by political leader?
If you become an administrator of a district, then what are the steps that you have in your mind that you will take to improve the condition of women in your district?
How this particular region of Bundelkhand was geologically formed. The ravines of Chambal, how these are formed earlier. So, can you explain this?
Good afternoon. Please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
So Mridul Shivhare.
Yes, sir.
So kindly introduce yourself.
Sir, as you mentioned, my name is Mirdul Shivhare. I am from Datia district of Madhya Pradesh.
Can you speak aloud?
Sir, I am from Datia district of Madhya Pradesh. I have done my schooling for Datia only, then Bachelor's of Arts from Devi Ehlawai Vidyalaya, Indore. And since the last year of my graduation, I have been preparing for the civil service examination. This is my first attempt.
Okay. So you wish to join civil service. You are now already. Why do you want to join civil service?
Sir, due to the combination of personal and professional reason, I feel civil service will be a promising career for me. Sir, for example, my deep desire to do something impactful for the society and to actively participate in the nation building. And sir, plus it will ensure my own personal career growth. And sir, professional reason includes the nature of civil service itself. It's not a job, it's a service to the nation. And sir, plus the diversity it offers, the kind of diversity of work profile.
Okay. So basically you are committed for nation building.
Sure, sir, I am.
So Amrit Kal, what is the vision at India at the rate 2047?
Sir, actually, right now India is having the election of reforms, sir. And then we are going to Sankalp Siddhi. And America is a period where we want to achieve some goals like nation building, economic growth, and some sovereignty as well, social like caste system, gender equality. These are the issues what they are running for.
So by 2047, what would be India will be? Any idea?
Sir,
Okay,
India
let's
will-
see 2030 what India is.
Sir, India aims to become a Vishwa Guru by 2047.
Vishwa Guru, acha, how? You are low in every indicator. Malnutrition, you are low. Okay. Happiness, you are a most unhappy country. Okay. Innovation.
But sir, India has taken some structural reforms. For example, recently investment policy, which aims to react and further lower leadership. And definitely government is committed towards the goals like gender equality, and we are doing our level best in this. And sir, coming to the malnutrition factor, since India has the largest population in the world, I think the government is doing its level best by the various programs. So I have hope that India will be.
I mean, there is the major highlight of this year's budget.
Sir, actually this year budget is aimed to for the post-COVID recovery. And there are some goals for the agriculture sector. Sir, I cannot recall at present time what is exactly
to
goals. Sir.
recall.
Sorry, sir, I am not able.
Okay, fine. Madhya Pradesh, what is its rank in SDG index?
Sir, MP is around 17 rank in the SDG index. Sir, because some allegations are there that MP is a remarkable space. So some declarations in the SDG index is there. Around 15th to 17th rank is there in Madhya Pradesh.
So, to begin, what is the meaning of your name?
Sir, the word means relatively soft, calm, gentle, and delicate.
Okay. The unique meaning is somewhat manifested in your personality.
Sir, I believe so that I am soft, calm person and compassionate enough along by the name.
And in joining in the bureaucracy, is it a soft job or work or profession or not?
Sir, I think compassion and empathy are the cardinal small and bureaucrat.
in a developed state like India.
So compassion is soft structure.
Sir, I feel compassion and empathy are the cardinal maxima in any
That we have a large amount of representation and power. So I think compassion is helpful.
Okay. Anyway, what are your preferences for services?
So my first preference is the administrative services, then those services, and IIT, then foreign services.
Okay. So for the foreign services, don't you want to serve outside India?
So my foreign services is very structural, but I am good at IAS because the kind of background I come from. I have developed some empathy and compassion, and I go for the good problems are addressing.
But as an IAS also you will be getting your reputation for years you will be serving at work.
Sir, but at some point of time, I will also be in the ground. I will have the foot on the ground among the people. So I believe IAS, I am more inclined toward IAS.
Any personal reason? This is the only reason that you can.
So my personal reason was for that. Like, so first IAS is the police service.
No, this is not the personal. Personal means you're connected to the social reason or otherwise.
So I said that I am from some rural background. So I have some deep awareness to work on the people on the ground. To relieve the people in the problems on the ground itself. This is personal reason.
Okay. You are fond of seeing web series? Okay, what is the difference between web series and normal movie and
The open platform channels and close-ended platforms like Netflix.
Sir, movies are the short affairs. They don't have the episodes. But in contrast to this, web series are divided into episodes.
And plus in the movies character relation in the no time. But in web series there is some basically developed episode and the character relation happens in after some episode after middle of the season. So it's the only difference in web series.
And plus, one more difference is that movies are under the censorship norms of government of India. But since web series are broadcasted on the internet, they are not yet till under the CBFC certification norms.
Okay, so it is not coming under CVFC so far.
No, sir.
So under which regulation we can cover them in India?
So recently the government of India has came with a new ID rules for our platform. Which yes, which govern the web series. So it has self-regulatory ethical code and there is a
System is there. The web series should be divided into 5 age ratings. So this second is the pillar of this, and third is the 3-tier regulating mechanism is there, which the government has came with.
Now, don't you think that recently for one of the channel, government of India did not allow it to be launched in India, but previously it was one of the channel was allowed, but then they went to the court. That court was saying that okay, government of India.
justified direction of India. So what was that case and why it was not allowed in India?
Sir, I am not aware of that particular case, but considering the fact that there might be some security concerns might be there first of all. And the second is that the Article 19 Clause 2 of the
there must be a university to be there for the ground question.
It is under Article 19(1) or under some other article.
So 91 for freedom of speech and expression and 90 plus 2 says also
reasonable restrictions should be there. So I believe under that clause of the Constitution, the government has done this.
Okay. So political science is your option.
And okay, so what is so much favorable in today's politics for you?
So I believe some ethics is there in politics as well. Because some allegations are that politics and ethics cannot go together. But I believe ethics is the most principle in politics.
And the second, I believe,
In the houses, you will not be able to see the ethics.
yes sir.
How can you say that outside there will be very clear ethics?
Sir, definitely some sporadic incidents are there in the house where the ruckus is there. And so second, I believe the free and fair election in the Indian democracy is the kind of gold stone in the entire world.
I believe there are two
Therefore, between bureaucracy and politics, the political leader, if they are ethical, it must be very good then.
Sir, definitely some ethics laws involved, but
Courts says that there should be some cordial relationship between guided by the anonymity the value of neutrality in the civil services. So I believe it is going fine, but definitely some issues are there in the somewhere, not at the entire pan India level.
Okay, so instead of anonymity and neutrality, what other value is followed by political leader? Means it is followed by bureaucracy, not by the political leaders. So instead of it, what value they follow?
Is the transparency and objectivity. These are also the values of
So
civil services.
these are the corresponding two values.
of the following process. And so second is the transparency and objectivity. These are also the values of civil services.
No, or the political leaders.
Non-partisanship.
Is that non-partisanship? If it is non-partisanship, political party will not be able to survive.
Sir, actually bureaucrats are expected to serve the post, not the person.
Yes, fine. But then people.
Guided by the values of non-partisanship, I believe that I have demonstrated the wisdom of the bureaucrats that they are playing the level best in the Indian party.
Okay. Right.
What is the historical importance of Datia? Come from Datia. What is the historical importance of Datia? Or it has any historical importance?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Datia is known for the Bundeli architecture and Bundela dynasty. Ma'am, for example, the Satkanda fort is there.
It is a 7-story building, and this is why the Raja lives in there. And there is the bowlies are there. And for example, in present context, we see the water tax in the region, in the Bundelkhand region. But cultivable Tatari and bowli system for there. This is the second contribution of historical.
And ma'am, third is the Ashoka's name is mentioned in one of his pillar edicts. It is in 4th place in India only. Netur, Maski, Udalgaon, Gurjara, Chin, Datia. This is the historical significance of Datia.
Okay. Who is your political thinker and how would you like to apply his theory to present India?
Ma'am, Kautilya is my favorite political thinker because the kind of realist maxims he proposes in the Indian politics or the foreign policy. Ma'am, for example, I can recall one of his line that neighbors are the natural enemy. This we can see in Pakistan, China, or the kind of big brotherly behavior we see.
On the end, we see the neighbors from neighbor. And second is the kind of 7-fold policy he is given in the state. Because of paying treasury, market. So I think these are the important things.
So do you think these ideas are still applicable to present?
Yes, ma'am. Kautilya is the eternal wisdom, I believe, because in foreign policy we see the Kautilyan wisdom. Even the India strategic culture is guided by the Kautilyan maxims. That's why we have some natural alliance with Japan because neighbors is our natural.
So that's why we want some strategic depth in Afghanistan to be in Japan.
Okay, from Kautilya, let us come to Gandhi. Compare a pluralist and Gandhian version of democracy. And how would you apply Gandhian principles of democracy to Indian society?
Ma'am, I have due faith in the Gandhian wisdom of democracy because it's the grassroots democracy. Ma'am, democracy in the broad sense is considered a
Government of process. That means giving all government voice to voices. This is the Gandhi model of democracy, and which is applicable in Indian context for other Panchayat solutions. Second, our pluralist form of democracy. This is normal.
there should be some political parties in the picture. The pluralist theory of democracy propounded by the American theorists. So they said there should be some pluralism in the political process. Political parties should be there, pressure groups should be there. This is the pluralist theories of democracy. But Gandhi believes that political parties.
The so-called, what I can say, the constituency use the word for political parties. Yet you don't have faith in political parties.
Okay. So you talked about Panchayati Raj institutions and it has been almost 30 years and that Panchayats were given institutional status. So do you think that they are functioning well?
Ma'am, I believe it has done its level best for democratic deepening in the country. For example, they are the vehicle of SDGs in India.
The kind of women empowerment that you expect see. Again, domestic violence, I have personally seen in my district only. I believe they are doing for best. Some issues are there now. For example, there is no thermal peace syndrome.
And the issue of SC and ST are not represented in the spirit. And ma'am, the issue of infrastructure and 3Fs are there. These are the issues we have to address.
You talked about women empowerment through Panchayati Raj. So we quite often hear about the concept of Sarpanch. What do you have to say about it?
And actually, politics is, the problem is that some patriarchy is business.
society. And people consider women as a rule taker and not rule maker. This is the major issue in the grams, in the villages of men are empowered. But
But I feel, for example, like Sabi Hyderabad and Shufamabadi, they have played the legal best in ensuring that women are empowered. And I just for example, Fatima B, which is avoided by the UNDP for the race against poverty. So I feel the women are empowered for some status.
Okay. How are you feeling?
ma'am, since this is the biggest achievement of my life, and important day of my life, I am feeling quite enthusiastic.
Okay, very well. Now you mentioned Mandala policy, the Mandala theory of Kautilya, right? That says that your neighbors are your enemies. However, our neighborhood first policy focuses on these neighbors itself. So, do you feel that this policy is never going to be fruitful for the country? Since they are our enemy and you believe in just so much that this theory, the policy, is what we are able to do, as you said.
Ma'am, Kautilya's wisdom is based on the issue of security dilemma. But I believe neighborhood has been the primary concern of Indian foreign policy since the time of independence. It was earlier in the form of Gujarat Doctrine, now in the form of neighborhood first policy. Ma'am, I believe the essence behind this policy is that without having primacy in neighborhood, one cannot become a global power.
That's why privacy is always a concern of Indian foreign policy. And I believe India with our relations and India always relations, only one of Indian foreign policy. But the issues are in Pakistan and China. Let me remove that.
But there is a contradiction between the theory and what we are doing. So why don't we learn from the theory and start focusing on the neighbors? Right. Don't you think we should start focusing on Afghanistan and other countries that can be a better instead of Ali?
And actually India is focusing on the Afghanistan and Japan where lies for any strategic gap. But without any primacy in the neighborhood, India cannot become the great power of the state. India cannot get a rightful place in the body of nation. That means having primacy in the neighborhood is very essential for India.
Considering that India is a civilizational power and India wants collective rise, not the rise of India, unlike China.
These issues are the middle power of the freedom of complex. So I believe India will collective rise. That's why we are having primacy.
Very well said. You also mentioned the condition of females in our country is, it is not improving as much as you would want it. Right.
Then the first problem we expect is that women are get married. After 18 they are expected to get married. This is the first problem. Then the problem is in our system. When the prices are fixed for any particular who is responsible or something. So I believe I will do some shareholder consultation. For example, I will get the parents that if you are in favor of girl, then definitely in the coming time she will have the face. If she is not educated, how can they get educated? In the second, the largest minimum of the place. Thereby, government gives the incremental incentives after some each step of life. For example, the 21 years government gives the 1 lakh rupees for the girls. Then third is the should one order. The problem is that women are not being educated for where still very first. The stalking, the comment passing is really first in the PSC. So I wish I can do because of consultation only of this issue can be solved. And plus, recently government of India has the idea of increasing the mental health of girls. This can play an important role in providing the labor partner of the women and the employment opportunities and the education.
How can increasing the marriageable age of women improve the condition of women in the country?
It takes another lab, but apart from this, I believe that government should ensure that adequate opportunity for the education is given. And plus, the quality also be given. In the problem, present context, there is a gender segregation of education sector. Women are not related to the STEM sector, nor the people are ghettos. So I believe apart from increasing the medical age, it can be one of the condition, but it cannot fulfill all the criteria for women empowerment. So I believe we are at a development division to reach that we should ensure education opportunities and to offer them.
Okay. But we, since a long time, we have had a law against child marriage. Still, in many of our states, child marriage is a major issue.
So schemes are either you say that schemes are not very helpful, they are not, being implemented properly, or there is some problem in the very mentality of them. What do you feel? If there are schemes, it's not that we don't have schemes, right?
There are schemes. Still, the condition of women is not right.
When we talk about the government, can create condition. It is the individual people. It determines whether the family is happy or not. When, for example, in present context, 20% of women are married for 18 years old. They are always out somewhere. Because people think, I have to be invested in education. It gives you a happy outlook. They are always hyper-gaming. People believe that the boys should have some higher expression and the girl. The problem is in this only.
Okay, if I just one last question, if I ask you that you are the god and you can give one thing, one power to women.
That according to you will create equal society or maybe gender equal society. But what is that one thing that you will do?
I wish to education is able to carry women, get power of women. Because education is something which they can do the, what we can say, the artificial obstacles in their life by education. So I reach by the world and will definitely guide every mind to power to education.
Thank you, ma'am. Welcome, Mridul. How are you? Mridul, you come from Bundelkhand. This is such a geographical region which contains diamond. On the other hand, we see so much of poverty there. Indicators are very poor. What are the geographical and the resource reasons due to for this situation?
So the diamond producing region is the Karnataka state of Bundelkhand region. And so the problem lies in the structural factors. So for example, 70% population depends on the agriculture. But it is a crisis due to certain factors like geographical and social factors. Geographical includes the drought rate of Bundelkhand. And so second is the extended rainfall is there. And so third is the kind of distorting practices they are using. They are growing the cultivating crops like with the water reserving crops like wheat and rice.
Wheat is water. Wheat, you mentioned that wheat is water consumption.
Yes, so wheat and sugarcane and rice are the water conserving crops. Is the second line which is the social factors. So for example, as I have personally observed, that the land and water sources are tied with the caste system. The gender pattern is so stand that women are not allowed to work. And the third is now there is lack of financial inclusion in the region. That's why they are dependent on the money lenders and they exploit them crop. In the second line, which is the traditional water conservation system like RFA and Bowlies. But in present context, they are no more. This can be the other reason why there is some region. It's a necessary identified as the forestry economy is now transformed into a mining based economy. It is creating a small problem for the social trends of the region.
Bundelkhand was once ruled by Chandeli kings. Later, Bundela. What was the architectural difference between the Chandeli architect and the Bundela?
So, Khajuraho is a capital of Bundela architecture. They were the Nagara style temple of that time. Instead, Chandela largely used integrating the temple architecture in the region. But the Bundelas are more have found faith in the building the fort as Akhanda, Ocha Mahal, and so Chandis are there in the Bundelkhand region. There was a Bundela. And so the style is the Indo-Islamic style of architecture is that what the Bundela has.
Okay, good. Coming again to the geographical aspect, how this particular region of Bundelkhand was geologically formed. The ravines of Chambal, how these are formed earlier. So, can you explain this?
So the soil topography of Chambal is very huge. That's why when the rainfall occurs, there is some significant erosion which is there. That's why these Chambal ravines are formed. And so this region is not conducive for the growth of biodiversity. So that's why these ravines are formed, because the erosion and rainfall and the deforestation factors are necessary in the present context.
If we talk about especially the agricultural problems, what is the difference in the Bundelkhand which is in MP? Which are in UP? What are the agricultural problems on both sides? Similar and the difference.
So the similar like in the fuel system, because the water sources are linked with the caste ownership. And the second, the lack of financial inclusion is a major similarity between both of them. Instead of different side, I can recall that from India, in the second maximum area district of Madhya Pradesh. On the other hand, Jalon in Panna, so in Jalon and Mahua, I am calling the district of Jhansi side. It is not yet irrigated enough. This is the major difference. And the second is the land ownership issue is there. In the MP region, Dakia itself, small farmers are very less as compared to Jalon district of Uttar Pradesh. These are two major differences in the area.
Okay. Recently, government is focusing on formation of FPUs. Can the formation of FPU be a solution of agricultural problem in Bundelkhand?
Sir, it can be one of the solution, but it cannot be finished. So, for example, we have to ensure that the caste system is the major issue I can identify. So, because if the FPUs are formed, the member where we have from our caste members, then the exploiter our caste member. So, I will apart from FPU formation, some issues like the derivation of the condition itself to be ensured, and bodies. And the financial income is a major factor which can ensure the empowerment of the farmers.
Okay, one last question from you. Can palm oil be cultivated in such agroclimatic region of Bundelkhand?
So, I am not aware of the actual condition required for the farm.
Okay, thank you, Mridul.
Okay, Mirdul. So, India is a soft state.
Soft states are the concept of Nagada. According to the state which is not able to have some law and order and take the
There is no law and order.
So I believe, this is a different opinion. So I believe that India is a
Okay, so what will be the definition of law and order? I said.
so the state is not able to implement law and order and the tough decisions. Sir, here in the context of land reform.
So, agricultural reform, you withdrew, the decision was not taken. Therefore, there was one tamasha last year. Law and order, we are seeing what is happening. Bulldozer is coming to the rescue. 4 crore pending cases. What else will be required to qualify as soft state?
Sir, in my opinion, India is an island of democracy. In the
Island of democracy.
in the entire continent. And sir, I believe
But
that
people say democracy, it is not democracy, it is majoritarianism.
sir, delegation can be there. But I believe that people are empowered at the grassroots level. The panchayat are functioning, the women are empowering. So there might be some incidents like bulldozer and all.
Major foreign dignitaries were visited India in the last 1 month.
So recently, India represented the federal diplomacy.
I'm going to ask you that. Main point.
So Russian foreign minister came to India. And Boris Johnson recently came. And the presenting here,
Yes.
Latin dialogue. Where major dignitaries came. And so, this section is what I have.
I think we'll close the interview. We'll call you for feedback after.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please take this. Mridul, how do you feel?
Sir, actually the answer is able to speech. My speech is not clear.
हाँ एक वॉइस वो है कि इट्स नॉट तो हो सकता है कि यदि रूम क्लोज्ड हो तब तो ठीक है, लेकिन आप थोड़ा सा ये भी अभी से लेकर 19 मई तक आप थोड़ी देर बोल के प्रैक्टिस कीजिए. यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस दैट. गोल मिर्च सुबह में खाओ. गोल मिर्च गोल मिर्च समझे,
Black
ब्लैक पेपर, ठीक है, ब्लैक पेपर एंड USD का मैं भी खा लूँ, ठीक है। हो सकता है तुम्हारा थ्रोट का भी इशू हो, प्लस उसे थोड़ी क्लैरिटी आए, ओके। और इसके अलावा मतलब यू शुड प्रैक्टिस।
तो एक ये होता है कि फ्रेंड को थोड़ा दूर दिखा दो और उसको बोलो कि मैं बोल रहा हूँ, थ्रो मेरी आवाज़ की थ्रो जा रही है कि नहीं। तो थ्रो में क्या होता है, यहाँ से आवाज़ यदि दोगे तो होगा, ओके। सो दिस इज़ वन। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट और कैसा लगा? हाँ, सो यू सी आपका क्या है ना, आप इम्प्रेशनिस्ट जवाब देते हैं,
एनालिटिकल जवाब नहीं, ठीक है। ये एक बहुत ही आपकी पर्सनालिटी का ये है कि आपने अपना विजडम जो बिल्डअप किया है उसमें इम्प्रेशन डाल करके उसको
आप देते हैं। तो आप कुछ भी यदि कहते हैं तो उसमें थोड़ा सा फैक्ट डालिए। तो जैसे बजट के मामले में या कुछ और इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ों में आप फैक्ट को भी ले आइए, राइट। सो अभी से थोड़ा फैक्ट गैदर कर लीजिए, ठीक है। जैसे फॉरेन डिग्निटरी वाले थे तो अभी बहुत सारे लोग आए, राइट। US से आए, चाइना से आए, ऑस्ट्रेलिया वाले,
मतलब रिलेशनशिप श्रीलंका आया, राइट, रशियन को आए, आपने बोल दिया, ओके। उसके अलावा नेपाल के नियम आए, so you need to
go through these which are very important, okay. उसके बाद में शुरुआत में आपने जब सिविल सर्विस की बात कही ना, तो जब आप देखिए एक बहुत बड़ा मिसनोमर है कि आप ये सोचते हैं कि मैं पब्लिक से डायरेक्ट उनको काम करके उनको ट्रांसफॉर्म कर दूँगा, राइट। लेकिन आप फील्ड में कि आपकी पोस्टिंग एज IAS ऑफिसर कितने साल की होती है? मैक्सिमम 5 to 6 years, बहुत होगा तो 8 to 9 years, ओके। सो आप 35 years में यू स्पेंड ओनली 1/3 इन द फील्ड and that wisdom you carry there in the policy. Once you do the policy in the state, then you also have field experience for the national level policy as well as the policy in the state. Wo experience you bring, but that is only for IAS. When the question is why you want to join civil service, then the scope increases. And many of the civil service do not have public contact. Okay, so वहाँ पे you have to come out with
some kind of brilliant answer, rather than हम let's say ड्रीम है या समाज को बदल दूंगा, राइट। समाज को बदल देते तो अभी कितने साल, 75 साल में
some kind of brilliant रीतियाँ रह गई। उसका एक और कारण ये है कि गवर्नमेंट के लिमिटेशंस हैं, राइट। फिर आप डायरेक्टली यदि पब्लिक से काम करना चाहते हैं, आपके जवाब का ये लकीली ये था,
तो आप NGO के साथ क्यों नहीं काम करते? वो तो जिंदगी भर का स्ट्रगल है। ये कहना कि ये somebody can put you counter question.
If you want to transform society, right, then you should work with NGO or you should become a grassroots worker, okay, rather than joining elite civil service, so-called elite, of course. So this is where you need to refine your answer. आप सोच लीजिए। और भी दूसरा क्या है कि आपने शुरुआत में एम्पैथी, कंपैशन एटलीस्ट 5 बार कहा, राइट। तो बहुत ज़्यादा एम्पैथी, कंपैशन बोलने से वो लग जाता है कि वो टेम्पलेट बेस्ड आंसर या वो रटाया वो बता रहे हैं, फ्रेज बता रहे हैं, ठीक है। टिडली
और तीसरी बार जब हमने जैसे फॉरेन डिग्निटरी की कहा तो आपने कहा इंडिया इज बिकमिंग ग्लोबल पावर, मैंने नहीं पूछा वो
Don't paraphrase. When question is asked pointedly, come to the point. क्योंकि वहाँ पर अभी यहाँ पर आपको बहुत समय दे दिया गया हर क्वेश्चन के आंसर देने के लिए. वहाँ आपके 2-3 सेंटेंस से आप यदि फर्स्ट थिंग फर्स्ट आपने पॉइंट आउट नहीं किया, replying or responding to the question properly. तो brass tacks पे straight way come to the straight way to the point, replying or responding to the question properly. तीसरी बात ये, चौथी और एक और पॉइंट आपने मैं बता रहा हूँ, आपने चाणक्य को लिया है. अब चाणक्य इतने विद्वान हैं और बोर्ड में इतने सारे विद्वान लोग रहेंगे कि आपको चाणक्य पे यदि पूछने लगेंगे तो आपको परेशानी हो जाएगी. सो आप ऐसी किसी भी फ्रेजियोलॉजी को, ऐसी किसी भी अथॉरिटी को इन्वोक नहीं करेगा, राइट, जिसके बारे में आप खुद बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट. You remain innocent, nice boy of Bundelkhand, trying to do reform, trying to change society, trying to develop and work. You are a sincere person. Okay, this is the interview of not of your knowledge. This is the interview of personality test. So the board is going to assess: is he honest? Is he sincere? Does he reflect better understanding of the sensitivities or the problems or the facets of the problems that is sought to be responded from him? Okay, and if he is reflecting that, is he able to articulate, is he able to communicate? Okay, and truthfully, right, and without getting provoked, right? Now this is what is personality assessment. Right? So please take care. Right? I'll ask my colleagues to give you small points.
Told in a nutshell that not impressionist, but and also be practical rather than idealistic or academic in the answers. So brilliant schoolboy approach will be fantastic for you. Natural things in the answers will give you better. Right? So justification also why service. There are reasons attached to your natural social life and you can use these things. And also the values that you told, anonymity. The opposite of anonymity is popularity. These are popular services. Democratic services are popular services because they have to be in touch with people.
Anonymous service we have. And you tried oppositely there are values, socialist, communist. So bureaucracy cannot be purely communist or socialist, but yes, a political party is.
So non-partisan you told. So that way we both are non-partisan, bureaucracy or democracy. Right? So sharpness in your answer, to the point. But you have good energy. I can say that if little more channelization in the right direction is there, you are going to have very good marks.
See, you are an aspiring civil servant, okay? So you need to know about budgets, because budget speaks a lot about government activities. Now, इस बार का जो budget है उसमें agriculture के लिए काफी नई चीजें हैं, तो वो that तो you need to do. बाकी you manage Bundelkhand part well. The feminist approach is there, they are connected to groups, everything is there. Then again, some forces in there at some places. So maybe you need to work on that. Rest is okay. And yes, as Sir has said, from Chanakya, I think you will have to satisfy. So it's your choice, but it's a lot heavy answer.
Mridul, at one point of time, I think you think in a singular direction.
When I ask you a question, can the climate solution? So try to not stick with one solution. Be diversity in answer.
One thing. Second thing is that whenever you answer, there should be a pragmatic and practical approach. Structural and functional, both things resemble.
I think overall, as Sir and everyone has summarized it very well. However, you're a very potential candidate. The point is that you need to articulate and formulate your answers with precision, right? When I ask you something, especially in terms of pointers, you must give pointers. And majorly you can categorize pointers into in terms of impacts and causes. You can give economic, social, political, socio-political. That's it, right? So try to articulate good answers and make your answers more concise. Don't try to hit around the bush. That is going to help you in a long run. Right. Apart from that, as yes, everyone has said, you are getting in kind of a trap whenever you're using things like politics and ethics, because all these things these are value based, and they can, if a board member can, they can go on and on about it. Right. So be very precise in your answers. Otherwise, you're a very potential.
You have time, you have a lot of time, so work on this, and particularly speech part papers. All the best.